are talking about books, and always books on a Tuesday. I'm sitting here with Audrey Chirenje. Audrey, good morning to you.
Good morning, Marisa.
I feel like I haven't seen you for like,
I know.
I don't know how many months.
It's a couple of weeks.
It always feels like a long time. Like, okay, it's always Tuesday with Audrey, and I've been MIA.
I've been hanging out with Titch.
All right, awesome, Titch. Anyways, we are discussing the book, The Ugly Girl. Wow, is this a book for children?
It is.
Or it's for everyone?
It's a book for children written by a child 9 years old.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yes, but it's a book for everyone, like you say.
What's her name? I was scared to say her name because I didn't want to butcher it.
Kaile Chitovoro.
Kaile Chitovoro.
Yes.
She's 9 years old and she's written this amazing book. It's called The Ugly Girl. Let's talk about The Ugly Girl. Why The Ugly Girl? What is this book about?
All right, so I think this is a subject that is very rampant with us, even adults, where people feel insecure. So there's an ugly girl and then the others laugh at her. And then obviously it doesn't make her feel good. But then God intervenes one day and decides to turn her into a pretty girl. And then the others now want to love her and then they stop laughing at her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Literally, I'm already on page 7. I'm nearly finished, guys. It's like a 10-page book, and it's really great for 9-year-olds or, 4-year-olds, whichever it is. What do you think kind of inspired her to do this?
I think, like we're always talking about bullying. Bullying is everywhere, People say these comments. People are not nice generally. And someone was even saying school children are the worst, actually, in terms of saying the not so nice things.
Huh?
They can even tease you about, say someone comes from a broken family, they can even tease you about it, but it's not even that child's fault, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it gives the children scars, and then they grow up with them.
And it's yesterday I was speaking to somebody and they were telling me what happened in their past, in their life. And, it's funny how we only realize this when we're getting a little bit older. How can we, as the older people, kind of instill this in our children? Kuti, don't do that. It's not necessary to do things like that. Because I do know that it's not a topic that you would probably prioritize in your home. You'd be talking about do well in school or, whatever it is. How do you think we can make an impact in our children in that regard?
I think we do have a generation of people who are actually advocating for this. Just be kind. Everyone is going through their own battle. So just be kind. Even the bullying should stop. Even teasing the next person, they're dark, they're too light. They did not create themselves. They were created like that.
Yeah.
So it's really not your place to comment about anything that's on them. Yeah.
Goodness. So, look, I know this is just like an 8-page, 10-page book, but what lessons are we drawing from this book?
So I think let me just speak about the background of this amazing author, Kaile. It's actually so sad that her mom just collapsed this January and passed on. Oh, wow. Yes. And she had already initiated the publishing of this book. So just heads up to the publisher, Essential Publishing Company in Norton, and all the other stakeholders who came together to help her see the fruition of this project.
This book,
yes. So they've been very helpful. They're trying to, get her on all platforms because this is such an amazing, story, like those typical Oprah stories. So she comes from a family of 3. The elder sister is in university. She's got another sister in grade 7, and she's in grade 5. The father works in South Africa, and they're staying with their maternal grandmother here in Norton.
In
yes. So this is such an inspiring story. She's only 9 years old. She did it.
That's what I'm feeling inspired by this 9-year-old. She's written this book, and as I said, what lessons does she draw out from this?
So among the lessons, she's just talking about how, God always gives us second chances, how we're not supposed to laugh at other people, how we're not supposed to judge the next person because you don't even know what they're going through. And then I think ultimately just we need to include everyone else that, everyone belongs to this world. No one has a bigger share or bigger right to this world. So that's the essence of this book.
I think that just sums up this is incredible. Audrey, what would you say to Kaile right now, pertaining to everything that she's kind of been through, and you being an author, you've taken, you're a NAMA nominee for writing books. What would you say to this young lady?
I would say don't give up. This is your first book, but it's going to be the first of many. Keep on writing, and you're already an inspiration to many. Even my little one was inspired by this to say she now also wants to even write a book because of this. And I see there are other young people who are actually coming to the forefront, you know, displaying their talents. And to the stakeholders, the parents, the caregivers, to creatives, I'm always saying it's not easy being a parent to a creative.
Yeah.
Because people, you know, they understand you being a doctor and all these other forms, but a writer, a singer and whatnot.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult to
It's a bit difficult. So stay on this journey, and all the people in her life, we just applaud you for being there for her, for supporting her. You're an amazing girl, Kaile.
Yeah, and I do know that you have... like you have an organization, obviously, that drives this book drive. Do you guys look into the younger generation, or it's just always the older people who are bringing in their books, and what are you doing about that?
We look across the divide. That's why I thank you, Zetian, for this platform, because you just brought this inclusion to everyone. So whether people are in the country, whether they're young, whether they're old, any genre, we're looking at just bringing them to the front and celebrating local literature. The dream, obviously, is to, I wish we had more stakeholders. We would, you know, maybe give some funds to all these authors, because most of the authors in the country, yes, they write books, but they don't get much out of it.
Yeah.
You know, people are not reading that much. So we just pray that we had more, you know, funds, and then we could take it out.
Push it out there more.
Yes, to the rural areas, to the marginalized communities everywhere. And, you know,
and internationally as well, because, I mean, I love how some local writers writing about our African culture, so that people can have an understanding, if you're abroad or whatever it is, just to have an understanding of what we are all about here in Zimbabwe. And it's really good that, you know, the younger generation are actually taking this on. Now, Audrey, how much is this book and where do we find
this
it?
book is $5. Chete, you know, $5. I mean, to anyone who's watching this, just get in touch with the publisher, Essential Publishing Books in Norton. Obviously, they are the stakeholders to her because she's a minor, and also even the school's social media handle. They're the ones handling her affairs. Just support, you know, buy a book, buy 10, buy 100. Just support this young girl, you know, realize her dreams and also to have a better future.
And where do we find it?
It's with the publisher at the moment. They are on social media, Essential Publishing Company. Ale Kaposa is the owner of that company. He's also a NAMA award winner.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we once reviewed his book here.
Yeah.
So you can get in touch with him and they'll arrange for a delivery of the copy. Yeah, and then the aunt is the one who's actually delivering. I got a copy from the aunt who's helping that family.
Yeah.
Bless you for that.
Bless you. Wow. And bless you to Kaile Chitovoro. Well done for, you know, taking a step forward, for, you know, kind of being an inspiration not only to just the young people but to us adults as well. You've done a great thing, and keep writing amazing stories for us.
Konapo Ipapo pa ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.